Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the D20 Debate channel. Today, we're going to have a very interesting conversation with one of the debaters from last week, Astha. Astha will be talking to us about why she picked to debate for the topic that people in their early 20s should pick up a startup job instead of one at a large tech firm. We also discussed the work culture at Google before and after the pandemic and how to get that startup hustle even if you're working in a big tech firm. Finally, we will dive into some of the things that you can keep in mind if you want to be a persuasive debater. So, I hope you enjoy this. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, Astha. Hi,
Hi
Jaya.
Jaya,
How are you doing?
I'm doing very good, thank you.
So, what have you been up to these days? How has the pandemic been treating you?
Just I think most of my time has gone in my work. Work keeps me busy on most weekdays, and on weekends I take some time out. I learn music actually on weekends, so I'm learning Hindustani vocal music. So
You
yeah,
should definitely share some of that with me for sure. I would love to hear what you have done.
quite a beginner actually, to be honest. But I like learning new things. Actually, your debate was a very good add-on to my schedule, my weekend routine.
Nice. So,
Good.
like, what made you go back to debating? I know you tried some in college. So,
Yeah, actually, to be honest, I have been following your work very closely after college. Also, I really liked how you used to post things on debating tournament with school kids also. And I saw that some of the kids really did, like the motions that you used to put up were really great. And to be honest, I also felt like I had missed debating after the break. It had been a while, and I wanted to look for an opportunity to enter, which is not as competitive in format, but still gets back in the same environment where you discuss things, question, critically analyze arguments.
right.
I saw your like initiative on LinkedIn. I was quite excited, which is why I thought I'll attend it as an audience for a couple of times. But I said actually there's no harm in even debating. There's nothing to lose, so
Yeah.
jump in.
That's so awesome. So let's talk a bit about the debate itself. You won the toss and you decided what side to pick. So yeah, how did you come to that decision?
Yeah, actually, the argument was very interesting, and like if given a choice, what would younger people prefer to work at? And I felt that instantly there were two, three ideas in favor of the argument that I could think of, because I don't know, and it can be bias also, but I generally believed in some of the arguments that I was bringing in the debate, especially on the ability and opportunity to learn more things faster. So I thought it, because there's only 10 minutes to prep, I probably will be able to explain it better. Like, but the debate I think eventually went in a different direction to some extent, because I think some of the arguments that Abhinav brought up were really very good counters to my ideas. But my instant thing was that I will be able to do more justice to the pro side.
Yeah, you just thought of arguments for the topic, so you decided that you would speak for it. Yeah, so did that come from like your own experience or what you have read or just generally
Yeah, so
strategically?
actually, my experience has been quite different, because I have worked for 4 years in a tech company only, and I know a lot of positives that it brings. Maybe it's also because if you haven't done something, that idea is little more exciting.
Right.
Uh, and some of my friends who have only worked in startups, I definitely feel that they are handling some responsibilities which are quite senior like,
Right.
involves much more decision making, more critical decision making. So sometimes I feel like, if my focus is just to become better at what I do, and if I have limited time, I always seek opportunities where you can learn more things faster. And I'm not saying that tech companies don't give that opportunity, but it still is, to some extent I feel restricted to what you are expected to deliver.
Right.
So around that, right? Around that, yeah.
I do understand what you're saying because I am one of those people who have always been in a startup environment. Actually, except for my very early internship at Google during college and then at SAP also during college. But ever since I graduated, for the most part in my life, I have worked at startups. So, while it is true that the work is pretty challenging, it comes with the challenges part of it as well. So, I think that, yeah, it is like that. Like, whatever you don't have, you crave it a little bit more, or you are more curious about it, maybe. Yeah. So, I do understand where you're coming from. Yeah, so then let's talk about the debate itself. You started really strong at the very offset. You had four arguments, and your competitor Abhinav, he looked a bit taken aback that you came up with four arguments so quickly. And I think you talked about so many things. You talked about all the learning opportunities, as you said. They have huge responsibilities as well. And the work culture is pretty good. But I'm pretty sure the work culture is good at where you work as well.
But I was trying to take a more like average look also.
Right.
So I was thinking like if any big organization, so I think Google definitely invests a lot on their work culture environment also. So it is quite good. But I was thinking is if it's true for bigger companies which have say 20K or more people also,
Right.
as compared to a startup which is a smaller team.
In fact, many startups try to emulate the Google culture as opposed to the other way around. Like, I know of startups who try to copy the Google or Facebook work culture, workflow practices, etc. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and some things are very cool like this easy food
Yeah.
options, and even commuting on travel.
Yeah.
A lot of things are taken care of, so it's less stress on those aspects.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you're in your early 20s and you're living alone for the first time. These things really matter to an average job goer. If on top of arranging for your own rent and electricity, you also have to worry about food and cooking and how to get there and booking an Ola every morning. I think that is so much more stressful, and you would love it if your office is just like, don't bother about cooking, just come and have your food here. And by the way, we'll also get you to your office. So,
And which is
yeah.
why I think,
But
yeah, which is why because the topic mentioned well-funded startups, so I assume that would be the case
that's
here also.
definitely not the case. I mean, food is definitely a pretty common perk that many companies and offices around the world offer. But yeah, transportation and other facilities, obviously, it depends on where you're going. Startups usually want to invest in other things, actually paying for advertisements, etc. on Google. So yeah. But obviously this pandemic must have really changed some of your work culture. So what has that been like?
Actually, just the movement from like to a virtual world completely has meant that a lot of people have changed their routines or their work styles. So a lot more focus is now on making sure that mental health is given sufficient importance. So fortunately, there are many good programs. Like which includes a lot of resources, some people in person to talk to that you can get help from, etc. So I think that holistically is a important part of culture. Like you assess what is the immediate need, and what are people struggling the most with. It may not be the case when once people are back in offices as much, but the pivot has definitely happened more on how do you and like push people to have stricter personal boundaries. If they are working too much more now, then how do you detach? Can leaders emulate that? Can they share examples of how they take off from their day and spend time with their family, so you can also feel a little more relaxed? So I've seen that happen a lot more, which is nice.
Yeah, that is really nice. Knowing from a lot of people's experience, work life boundaries in general have blurred quite a bit, especially for people who are working from home. I know people who don't keep any hours anymore. Like, any time they are awake is time to work. So, yeah, I know.
Or thinking about work,
Talking about
so
work or just responding to that one text message that came from someone. It doesn't
yeah.
have to be constant, but if you can be reached anytime, then it does feel like a blurring of boundaries. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is how, a large part of the debate focused on learning opportunities. And we talked a lot about how startups offer learning opportunities through hands on experiences. But I'm pretty sure that even in other types of companies that are fast moving, even if they are not startups, you do have to go above and beyond and you do learn from a lot of experiences. So, like, would you like to share something that you did or somebody else did, or some type of learning opportunity that you might have gotten through your career?
So, and I think one of the advantages of working in bigger organization is that a lot of things are going on at the same time. So you have your core role, but if your culture and teams assist you or encourage you, you can also, like, we have a concept of 20%.
Yeah.
So you can work either in a different team, or you can take up a project that doesn't necessarily have to do with your work. Say I work a lot on disability alliance. I lead that chapter, and a lot of, like, some of my time goes into planning on how do we make more sensitization in the office around different types of disability, what does neurodiversity mean, etc. So unconsciously it also helps me build a lot of skills, because you are interacting and influencing people, getting resources from them, planning what is going to work and what's not. And because the organization is big and cares about these things also as part of their D&I goals, if you are looking for that opportunity, it's a good learning, you know.
Yeah,
So that
definitely.
I think that is definitely an advantage. There's no block in learn. You can seek things that excite you more. I know, for example, some people are very interested in startups. So there are some programs where the Googlers mentor or on digital upskilling a lot of people who work in these startups. So some people get involved in those areas based on what their passion and interest is aligned on.
That does sound really fun, and I'm very interested to hear more about your disability access chapter and how it's impacting both things within Google and outside the world. Because, as far as I know, Google plays a lot of role in making technology accessible even outside. So, for example, voice to text or other things like that. Yeah.
Assistant.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting conversation that we should have more
Yeah,
often.
happy to actually have a longer conversation on that also, because it's a very wide spectrum. The more I also learn, I figure out that it's not so simple. Like,
Yeah.
um, what can be done.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely something that that should be given its due time and attention. If you want to say anything, I would be really happy to hear from you about the debate. Yeah, anything else really.
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed the debate. I thought some of the points that Abhinav brought were uh, very relevant. For example, like the case where there is lesser supervision in companies, there are more resources available when you need them, and culture is a big plus, especially in the virtual environment. Does the company invest resources to make sure that people are able to work easily from their homes, etc. I think I was probably, some of those arguments came a little late in the debate for me to have enough time to respond. So I thought what I could have done a little better was probably arguments with a few more examples. I feel because I was trying to do a lot in that limited time I had.
Right.
Uh, so it's for better audience recall. Even if, like, just two good arguments, probably if they are explained really well, it should have been the case. But I think it's all part of learning.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you only have 10 minutes to convince someone, it's much better to nail one or two big
Yeah.
takeaways because it's much easier for them to remember that. So, yeah, I do understand what you're saying, but also, I think all your points were relevant and all of them were debated. Even ideas of finances and stock options and how they make people feel more secure in their early 20s, allow set them up for a future really. I know one of my friends who had stock options from a big tech company like Google in their early 20s who's now planning to buy a house using those stock options in their late
Yeah.
20s. So, yeah, it really does set you up for success. So, I think all your points were relevant and are things that people in their early 20s do try to make their decisions on, or later in their 20s regret that they didn't consider those things while making those decisions. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like people have more risk appetite also earlier than later.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
less things at risk, less pressure, so to say, from family also, etc. But I think it was a very nice debate. There's a lot of very interesting things came up, so I had a good time.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Astha. Would you debate again?
I would love to. Yes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fantastic to hear. So, before we go, why don't you tell the viewers why they should debate and appeal to them to register, please, for this September's upcoming debates?
Yeah, so my suggestion would be that debating actually helps building thinking and applying your mind, thinking fast on your feet, and most importantly, listening and responding. Um, we often are in a place where we have too much information around us. So, coming to alignment on some things is an important skill. I feel like this platform, especially this format, makes it possible and good for us to learn or improve, become better at it. So I think there's a lot to learn in this fun format. So you should definitely give it a shot, even if you're slightly nervous or you haven't done it before. I don't think it matters because it just needs presence and mindfulness, and you will enjoy.
Thank you so much, Astha. It was lovely chatting with you. Have a great day.
Same. Thank you so much, Jaya.
Bye.
Thanks.